Most brands are built by visionaries, but ones that last, they are led by strategies. Leaders who can zoom out, connect the dots, and turn ideas into systems. In our episode today, we have Swathi Kiran, the force behind Audio Audio's hub, to decode what makes strategic mindset indispensable for today's growth driven brands. From decision velocity to creative foresights, this conversation drives into thinking into strategies, transform leadership from reactive to revolutionary. Creativity builds identity, but strategy sustains legacy. Welcome to Power of Knowing Forum's weekly podcast series, episode 305 on LinkedIn Live today. We have the honor of Mr. Swathi Kiran, founder and chairman of Audio's Hub. Let's welcome our esteemed speaker to the podcast event and dive into the topic. Hi Swathi, welcome to our podcast. How are you today?
Hello, Prem sir. First of all, thank you for inviting me to your podcast. I'm doing great. How are you, sir?
Good, Swathi. Thank you for joining us. And a small intro about your journey and running Audio's Hub, right? Uh, to the
So,
audience.
yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Definitely. So basically, hi all. I am Swathi Kiran. I run a digital marketing agency by the name Audiozhub Hub, where we basically help brands grow their digital presence. We help brands do their social media marketing strategies and all, and we help brands grow their online business and help them boost their revenue. So that is what we do by profession. And coming to about me, I am basically a BCom graduate, and right now, and along with that, I have done multiple courses into digital marketing as well as branding and all. So that is my forte, and I'm happy to answer the questions that are coming forward, and I'm happy to take questions from the audience as well. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, Swatik. Welcome to all joining us today. Let's dive into the topic. What separates a strategy thinker from an operational leader, Swatik?
So for me, according to me, what is strategy? So like first of all, we should answer what is strategy. We should get a clear mindset of what strategy is. So strategy for me, when I am bringing strategy into an agency, I understand what is their goal, because strategy should be the thing that should be aligned with your goal. See, if I am planning something, let's say if they say that I want to get more views, engagement for my page, but I'm giving a strategy where they can get more leads, then there is no alignment and thought process. We are not on the same page. So that is not what we believe in doing. So strategy for me is what basically drives towards your goal. So it should be goal oriented for me. And operational efficiency is something which is a part of the strategy, because it is needed for the strategy to take place. Because if I am not having an operational efficiency wherein I don't know how to what all, like for example, if one client comes to us, we have a monthly we enter into a contract. This for a month of contract is for 1 month. So in that month, every week I divide the 4 weeks. For first week, what am I supposed to do for them? Second week, what am I supposed to do for them? Third week, what am I supposed to do for them? And the fourth week as well. So we have a process driven thing where we basically understand what their requirement is. So that is because I what the biggest issue I see these days, uh, with a lot of digital marketers is that they don't understand what their client wants. They just say, we are an expert, we can do so and so things, we will do so and so things for you. That is not what brands are needing right now. What brands need is that someone to hear their problem. That is what I believe in these days, and that is what will help you grow in the long run. Because if you are not listening to your client's requirement, if you are not understanding what their requirement is, whatever work you do, however efficiently you perform it for them, I don't think so you will be able to, get a client that is going to refer you to someone else. Because this is digital marketing is something which I believe, what my belief is, something word of mouth, referral marketing plays a big role in digital marketing as well. Because if I don't, let's say I get 10 clients this month, and if I'm doing the same continuously doing for those 10 clients only, then there is no point. There is no fun and point in that. So I have to make sure that we have to gain their trust. Why should we refer you to our network? That is the main thing a client is looking for. It's not just like, and if you cannot do something, just openly tell them, so sorry, this is not part of what we do, but we can connect you to someone who can help you out. So you have to be a giver first to gain something. Okay, so that is the basic. That is what strategists basically do. They basically understand what their client's requirement is. If they can take up the burden of what their client's expectation are, they will go for it. Otherwise, they will suggest someone. See, saying that, hey, I'm so sorry, I understood your requirement, but at the moment, this is not what we are doing right now. But I can refer you to someone who will be helpful, who will help you out. So that is something. Gaining the trust of the client is the most important thing for me. What the rest, money comes after that. It's not about the money thing. It's about gaining the trust, because through that, if we can clearly communicate what we are doing to someone else, so he can refer us to someone else also, no, who will be requiring that part of work. Because digital marketing is a very huge stuff. There are a lot of aspects into digital marketing, and an agency sometimes might not do every aspect of digital marketing. Because I can tell you, guarantee you with everything, there are agencies who are doing everything, but lot of upgradations like chat AI came into recently. With that, there is something called generative GEO. There is generative analytics engine optimization, which is how you optimize into chat GPT and all. So a lot of people might not be available aware of that. A lot of agencies might not be able to do that. So if I am an agency who provides such kind of services, so that person who was appointed requested first, he can transfer the client to me, right, at the end of the day. So that is trust and a giving mentality. That is what strategists are always believing in. I hope I answered your question, sir.
Yeah, point, lot of details, but the point is you want to understand the pain points of the customer, look at what is he looking for, put a map around it so that that work that he is looking at works out, right? Am I right in saying that?
Yes, yes, yes. And the main point, sir, I would like to highlight it. If we cannot do it, openly tell it to them. If we cannot, don't give them a false image. That is the most important thing.
Yeah,
Because
that is
as
agreed,
strategists,
agreed.
our main aim is to help them, guide them. It's not about the
Okay.
money. It's about how we are guiding them and helping them out at the end of the day.
Got it. So coming to our next pointer, why does or why do most of the founders struggle to switch from doing to designing? Because I think digital marketing or brand needs more of design first, right? And it should be appealing. So what is your take on that, Swathi?
My take on this, I have a that's a very good question, sir. My take on this, that one thing, it is sometimes it may be there are two aspects to this. One thing, the founder himself has no clarity about what he is going to do with this agency. Because
Okay.
once you less clarity about what your agency want to achieve, he cannot guide his team. Because what I believe is that first 10 to 15 clients are handled by the founder himself. Okay, so
Mhm,
we
mhm.
we have to develop a pathway, a funnel system through which, so that we can show that to our team. So if you don't have a clarity by how are you going to design your pathway to the about your agency, you don't have a clear vision board, or you are not aligned with your goals, then it is something that they themselves have to work out. Second thing is, the most important second thing is, what I feel is lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge, by
Mm.
lack of knowledge means, what I mean, they don't have the capacity or time, or lack of knowledge about digital marketing, what digital marketing is, or what is the designing part, how we are to analyze things, data, how to analyze data, because those are a lot of, because data plays a key role in digital marketing. And sir, I recently was reading a figure where they said that most of the companies founders, they don't know, even 98 50 to 70% of the founders don't know how to analyze the data. This
Mm.
is a shocking revelation to me, sir. So
Okay.
if you can't analyze the data, then how can you take decisions at the end of the day? That's what my these two aspects are basically the main reasons.
Agree. So, are you saying can strategy be learned or it is to be instructive? What is your take on it?
My take on it is, strategy can be learned, but there should be some inbuilt qualities. Because see, what by inbuilt qualities, mostly, what I mean is that they should have a like sense of what they want. Because strategy is something that, if you have your goals, you can come up with a strategy. But to come up with the goals, we cannot help you come up with your goal. As a digital marketing consultant, I cannot come and say that, hey, let's say Rahul, why don't you do this for your agency? But I can suggest that as a part of the digital marketing campaign. But as for the operational side, I cannot go and suggest to him, right? But
Mm.
from the point of digital marketing, I can go and say, Rahul, since your goal is so and so, why don't we try so and so? That is
Got
what
it.
I.
Got it. What you are saying is strategy is not planning. It's a prospective is what you are saying. Prospective that you should look at, right?
Yes,
Now,
definitely.
how does a strategy mindset accelerate brand growth? Because end of the day, we are looking at brand growth only, right?
Definitely. So, what I basically believe is, if you have a strategic mindset, you have a plan of action you have a goal, you understand the goal properly. Because as a strategist, as an online digital marketing strategist, when a client comes to me, I understand their purpose, what their products are, what their services are, whether it's a product based company or a service based company, what their mission is, what is the founder's mission, not the company, not just the company's mission, what is the founder's mission, everything, each and everything. You have to go deep into it. Then only you come up with a strategy. Acha, we can do this, we can do that, we can do XYZ. Or we can run an ad, Facebook ad. We can give an awareness ad. We can go for a lead campaign. We can go for an awareness campaign, whatever it is. So that is why strategists basically help you to understand, because they are data driven people. They know what they trust on data. They say that once they are given a data and they are saying that, Acha, this is the problem they are facing, this is how we can go forward. So that is why a strategist basically understands and learns data properly, understand what the client's requirement are, and that intake in hand will lead to the growth of the brand, basically.
Now, what are some frameworks turn creative chaos into measurable outcomes? Because many people become creative, but their outcomes are not measurable. So, what is your take on it?
For that, sir, basically we have to understand, for that you have to have your data backing. By data backing, you should know what is happening in your accounts. Like for example, how much your expenses is going. Creative side, we can. I'll come to the creative side next. We have to first have the data. What are our expenses? Where are we spending money? How are we?
Mm.
Where are we lacking? And
Mm.
we once we have the data. We have it, then comes the creative part. Acha, to reduce this expense, what creative thing we can do?
Mm.
Okay. Everything at the end of the day, sir, what I believe is data. It depends upon data. What data is, because data at the end of the day will never lie, according to me.
Okay.
Even if your staff lie to you, I'm so sorry to use this word, even if your staff lie to you, the data won't lie to you at the end of the day. Because it is something that is, because it is the exact details that we have provided. But if I can there is a chance, like if the data details that we are providing is incorrect, like some malpractices happen there, then the data might change. But still, at the end of the day, data is something that we have to depend on, because these days, as you know, like a lot of presentations happen in the meeting, like what are daily weekly reports go on, like the sales team sits with the founders, everyone, they say that we did so and so calls, we did so and so work, we reached to 20 people. In that, let's say 5 to 8 people said bought our product or services, whatever it is. So these are data. Based on that data, we
Mm.
can come take a decision. And based on that data, as a creative mind, my first thing is, how can I improve that situation? If we are going to a downward situation, what can be done to improve it? Or if it is a good way, if we are going on a good track, what can be done to improve the track? That is what the creative mind always thinks on. Okay. And along with that, we can play around, like we can, if it is, if required, we can go for an ad, run an ad. If required, we can, do SEO, that is whatever is required. Or if the requirement is we have to just improve the focus on personal branding. These
Mm.
days, personal branding do matter a lot. And and,
Okay.
and what the second thing is, what I see is that founders don't focus on building their personal brand. That is a big mistake, sir, these days. They
Okay.
say that they don't have time, but I don't. But for me, that is an excuse, sir. Excuse
Okay.
they are giving.
Got it. Got it. Now, where does most of the leaders slow down their own momentum? Because you said leaders don't look at brand itself. So, where do you think the momentum is getting slowed down?
The momentum is getting slowed down. They basically think on just one aspect, like what am I doing? Like they're just thinking from their perspective, their job role. It is not
Mm.
possible. As a leader, you cannot just think from like what is my responsibility. That is not a leader. A leader is someone who shows the path to his group of subordinates or wherever. So for me, a leader should focus on two things: building their own personal brand, so that their team also gives some initiative to build their own brand. I will focus on personal brand again here, sir, because they have to take a bit of time to build their own personal brand, because which will help not only them but their company's growth also at the end of the day. Because these days, sir, I will give you an example. Lot of people, and even if it is a staff who's coming to join us, they check our social media profiles. Are
Yeah.
they on? Are they on social media profiles? What is their website? What is their Google,
Mm.
Instagram ID? What is their Facebook? Where is their Facebook page? Do they have a LinkedIn page? These are all
Yeah.
brand
Yeah.
factors.
Got it. Now, coming to our point, because when you said they look at the social media and stuff, now how do we look at our, why do 80% of the startups fail to scale despite great ideas? Because many people have creative ideas, they have great budgets, they have great ideas, but they don't scale up. What is the reason for it?
For me, there are two reasons. First is that lack of action.
Mm-hmm.
They just keep thinking. Like they come up with an idea,
Mm-hmm.
very great, they don't execute it.
Okay.
By execution, second thing is that they are ignoring personal branding. Again, here also I'm going with the personal branding is also another aspect, because at the end of the day, because once you are a startup, people should know that nah, I am a startup. There is a so and so startup happening in India,
Mm.
providing so and so thing. Let's say there.
Okay.
Let's simple example, sir. Let's say you come up with a marketplace for food delivery example, so that at the until and unless they start putting content about what they do, how they are
Mm.
going to do it, what are their expertise, how can they help in delivering food, because these days, Instamart, everything 10-minute grocery delivery is happening, right?
Yeah.
Everything is happening. So like something unique like that, 10 minutes will within half an hour you'll get your shoe done, something like that. Innovative idea. But
Okay.
until and unless it is executed, until and unless it is shown. Because at the end of the day, so I'll come with a simple rule of sales. What is
Okay.
seen sold. Until and
Okay.
unless it's not seen, it won't get sold.
Hmm. Important point there. Yeah.
And
So whatever is seen only is jo dikhta hai wo bikta hai. That's the
yes,
dialogue, right?
that
So
that is biggest what you can get technique of sales, mantra of sales, right?
okay. Is it strategy deficit or an execution disconnect when you have?
Sir, it will depend. It will depend on what whether it is the 2 points I said. It could
Mhm.
be any. If it is the first point that is I am saying, it will be execution because lack of action means execution problem. Second, if
Okay.
it is point, it is a lack of strategy because they don't have someone. They either they are not they are blindly following something or they are blindly ignoring the things, or they don't have that expertise or knowledge and they are not willing to take a help as of now. That is a
Okay. Got it. So you are saying they either lack the pointers that they need to do or they don't have an idea itself. Am I
yes,
right in saying that?
yes.
Okay.
Idea in the sense, sir, I would have to add one point. By idea, what we
Mhm.
mean is that like how to build a brand online. That is because these days without online presence nothing is going to be possible because it is impossible to survive without an online presence these days. That is
Hmm.
the main.
Okay. Now coming to that point is how can founders develop a strategic discipline early itself? Because once you get into the water, then it is very difficult for you to look at how do they build that strategy discipline early itself.
So sir, for this what I basically believe is I follow two things.
Mhm.
One is journaling,
Okay.
and second thing is a to-do list. By journaling what I mean is that what all you want to achieve with your
Mm.
agency, like you should have a goal, 5 year vision, short term plan, mid-term plan,
Mm.
long term plan. In the short term,
Okay.
with short means within a year, what all you want to achieve for your startup or agency. Mid-term
Hmm.
means 5 years, and long term means above 5 years, what is your vision for the company. That is
Okay.
the journaling aspect. Second thing, to-do list. To-do list basically means you have to have your schedule pre-planned for a month. If possible, pre-plan your schedule for a month
Okay.
so that you know like where you have to, what are the activities that you have to get your, which needs your attention. Because as a founder myself, I get sometimes involved in things which does not need my attention. So I can spend less
Mm.
time on if I know that,
Okay.
and I can
Got it.
concentrate on more time on the required activities.
Okay. Okay. Got it, Swati. Now coming to the next point. How can storytelling amplify strategic leadership?
Okay, that is a very good question. So storytelling plays an important role because, uh, if because what I believe is that if we keep on giving a lecture without keeping on giving lecture or just keeping on saying something which was in the old days, so we used to see that radio ads were there, then came the television ads, whatever is that. Whatever they're doing is that they kept keeping simply saying that we provide the best service, we provide the best service. How are we providing the best service? They don't tell. So storytelling basically means it's an art wherein you are trying to connect with an audience. You're trying to, engage. Hook. Hook is the technical term. So to make it more understandable, I will take engage. Engage the audience. Why should the audience come and listen to us or see our ad? Basically, that is the main thing. If we can engage our audience within the first 3 seconds, we will get, because the attention span of human beings are decreasing day by day because of these Instagram reels and all. So it is important to catch the attention of our audience because until and unless we cannot engage our audience to what we are trying to communicate, until and unless we do that, I don't think so. No brand can grow online these days.
A very, very important point because the attention span of people is 18 seconds, is what I understand basically. If we are not able to hold them interesting within 18 seconds, they run off. That's what I understand. What is the difference between a story that inspires and a story that sells? Because two parts, right?
Yeah, the story that inspires basically, because I what I basically believe is, sir, because people make purchasing decisions these days because of emotions. It could be either fear, it could be either happiness, sadness, whatever it is. So they are connecting with the emotion basically. So with inspiration, they get motivation. Is also basically a kick. It gives a kick to do the thing. So inspiration stories basically, it creates an adrenaline in the person that acha, these people are doing something very good. We have to do something for the if they are doing something for a cause. Because I have there are eh, uh, you might come across that Shark Tank India, which was happening, right? So in Shark Tank, lot of startups were coming which were doing something very creative, good for the community. So that is an inspiring story. So we will try to connect. Once we hear their story, even if we buy their product, we are trying. We in the mindset of the consumer, it is like, Asa, we are also helping that person, that community. We are doing our contribution for them. That is inspirational side. With when selling side basically, it is at the end of, they say that storytelling is coming. You listen, it will connect with any or either of the emotion. It will be happiness, anger, free air, whatever it could be. It could be like limited edition, like credit cards. Credit cards are something which are sold on emotional basis. Like
Hmm.
to get a credit, buy something on without having money. That is
Yeah,
something a lot of people of my age want right now. No money, but still we can get something.
yeah, yeah. That is true. That is true. Because we want to buy something, we keep on. We cannot afford, but if it is, you have a credit card, it becomes easy for us to buy many things, right? So, uh, coming to our next point, how does leaders craft narratives that move markets? Because that is what we want to look at, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So for that, sir, first of all, for that I have three rules. I keep these three rules for myself. First
Mhm.
is, should have a clarity of what you are good at.
Okay.
USP, your unique selling proposition. Why should people come to us? You should know that. Second,
Hmm.
think, what does the consumer want from us?
Okay.
Third, how does our USP help them solve their problem?
Hmm.
These things,
Got it.
if we can align these three things into a very compelling ad also, ad campaign or advertisement, whatever it is, I don't think there won't be any problem in attracting the right audience.
Great. Got it. Now, coming to what strategy thinkers thrive in uncertain environment, because we put a strategy, there are certain things that will go wrong itself, right? And obviously that, how do you look at this, Swat?
I, for me, if you ask me as a strategist, I think I look it as a learning opportunity for
Okay.
me.
Okay.
I see it as a learning opportunity because I'm telling openly telling you right now, sir.
Yeah.
I am openly telling you right now, sir. If 90% of my work,
No, I am not able to hear you, Swati. I lost you.
can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes, yes, now I can hear
Yes,
you.
yes. Now I can hear. What I was saying is that
No, I think it is going off again.
hello, sir. Can you hear me now?
No, the voice went off, Swati. Yeah.
Sir,
Yeah, now it came back.
hello.
Yes. Yes, yes. Go ahead.
So what I was saying is that uh, uh, what I was trying
No, I
to
lost
say
you
is,
again, Swati.
sir, can you please repeat the question again?
Now, what I am asking is, what strategic thinkers thrive in uncertain? environments.
Yeah, and certain environment. Okay, so what I was saying is that treat it as a learning opportunity because I'll give you a live example, sir. To uh, I might for my agency I take 100 plus decisions. I'm telling you, right front is that around 50 to 55% of decisions what I take will not happen the way I expect it to happen.
Okay.
Okay, so that 55 decisions doesn't go as per my thought process. So I will analyze what went wrong.
Hmm.
Where did my prediction go, and what
Okay.
can be done to rewrite that prediction?
Hmm.
Hmm?
Okay.
Means how we can what strategies we can implement. Because see, this is something like one of the ad campaigns goes wrong. That is not in our control, right? Even if we run a better ad, if it doesn't attract that much of leads, it's not in our hand.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, but we can work on how to improve that ad, right? That is in our hand. So focus on the things which are in our control, and for the things that are not in our control, improvise on that.
Okay. Got it. Now, what are mental models that help leaders see patterns in chaos situations, right? So there is a chaos already happening. So how do you look at that?
So, sir, for me, if I am having a chaos situation like, let's say, example is one of the client delays payment.
Hmm.
That is a chaos situation for every startup.
Okay. Okay.
So, one thing is, two things we can judge it from two angles. One angle is saying that he is a fraud. He is doing it on purpose, and he wants to delay payment. Let's go for legal action. That is another
Okay.
first way. Second way is try to communicate with him, understand what is the issue. If there is a genuine, sometimes they might be doing the payment might be delayed due to some genuine reason.
Okay.
So we have to understand. So for me, how I analyze chaos situation is I don't take a decision as of at the very moment. I try to understand what happened. First is understand what happens because once if my team comes and say that so a person has delayed the payment, I will hear their side of the story. What happened? Did we not complete the task given? Did we not fulfill our commitment? I ask them questions. If they
Okay.
say it was done properly, I will hear from the client side. Hello, sir. What happened? I got to know that there was a delay in payment. What happened, sir? So you
Hmm.
might say, sorry, Swathi, we were having some bank issues, and plus we were not some genuine reason might come up. So I might give them some time, and
Okay.
maybe if this is a genuine reason. People will pay you back. Yeah. At the end of the day, people will pay you back because
Okay.
at the end of the day what I believe is that even if I am working with, let's take an example, I'm working with you, sir. I delivered with deliverables on time, and due to some reasons you couldn't make the payment on time. It was a genuine reason. If I
Hmm.
trust, and if you say no problem, sir, give it to in 2 to 3 days time and trust you, you will make sure that you live up to that trust because I have given you my trust. Trust is something that cannot be bought by money, sir.
Okay. Now, coming to the next point that I want to ask is, uh, give me a second. How can emotions and logic coexist in leadership decisions?
It's a very tough question for me. Actually, I was trying to answer this question in my mind. But for me, emotions do affect your decisions because, but I don't, let's say if I am angry with one of my teammates, I'm angry with one of my teammates because they didn't do their work on time. I don't burst out at them on the understand their situation. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, good.
Yeah. I just go and talk to them. Let's say if it is Rahul. Rahul, what happened? You have been not performing well. What is the reason? What happened to you? May I know what is the reason? Sometimes he must be not in a mental situation to work. So we have to talk with him, support him. So emotions, you should not act on the very as soon as you get that emotional feeling, whether it is sadness, happiness, angry. Because if you react on the same moment, definitely 1000% right from me, it will be disastrous for our business.
Okay. Can instinct and data coexist in a leadership decision?
Chances are there, sir, uh, because because when we are because on previous data, if we are going on previous data and giving an instinct, it might happen that our instinct come true. But I would say it is a 50-50 chance. I won't say it always happen.
Okay, got it. Now, coming to the next point, what should a strategist trust, gut or graphics or graphs? So, I mean to say, what I feel is what I should look at, or I should look at graphs which show some data pointers. What is that you take?
Always, always, 1000% on data. Trust data, because
Okay.
gut feeling, like my gut might say something like you should go for this, but data doesn't allow you to do that. I would still go with what my data says. I won't go with my gut feeling.
But don't you think data at times would give you wrong? If the data is correct, then fine. But if there is a gut feeling that there is something wrong in that data, then you'll also feel working on the gut, right?
Yeah, yeah, that is true, sir. I would also agree on that fact. So what we have to do first is verify,
Hmm.
clarify, verify with every document what our data is saying is true or not. I'm not saying without doing any proper verification, don't believe on your data. I won't suggest that. My point is, you have to, if your team comes up with our data and they say that we have done so and so, they are giving me a graph saying our business boosted by 10% or 30%. I'm not
Hmm.
just going to listen to them. You have to prove how that 30% increase came. If they cannot prove that, then I will check the data again, whether it is
Yeah. Yeah.
30% or
No,
10.
see, one way of looking what you're saying is one is that when you see data is talking something which is not real, you'll come to understand where the data is coming from, right? And then you look at those data pointers and say, this is not realistic. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, yes, definitely.
No, what does data empathy mean in modern CEO's world?
Data empathy, I I haven't feel that thing yet. But for me, my understanding is why a lot of CEOs are depending on data is there, because I will tell you two reasons for that. One, data is something which is linked to your business operations, because we get the data from, where do we get the data? It's from our operations, whatever we have done. It's from the operations, like if some revenue came in, some expense came, we did some revenue came, some profit, whatever. That is why founders are looking for, have a, you can say, a close affection for data. But second thing is, it will data is something which can predict, if it is the correct data. I'm saying it again, if it is the correct data, it can predict how, where our growth is going, whether we will be growing or whether we are going to decline in the future. So that is why
Okay.
founders have an attachment for data.
How do you institutionalize strategy so that it outlines the founder itself?
So for that, sir, we have lot of things. What I basically feel is that when basic data comes to me, or whatever information comes to me, what my gut feeling, what my mind says is that how are we what are we trying to find out. So while analyzing, before analyzing data, we should understand why we are analyzing the data, because every data has a purpose. See, if it
Hmm.
is if it is your digital marketing budget, let's say a company has a digital marketing budget, and the digital marketing team is presenting a digital marketing, this is what we did, these are the ads when we did, this is the, from that ad we gain so and so revenue. Okay, So, what was that digital marketing ad spent for? What was the purpose? Everything. We have to have at the end of the day, it is everything is linked to what our goal is at the end of the day. What we are, why are we running? What are we trying to achieve from what these activities? That is what institutional data basically says for me. Okay. And the second thing is how we can, if it is the correct data, again, if I am putting it, if it is the correct data, how we can implement what the data is saying to improve our growth. That is what I basically believe in. So, but I'm again emphasizing here, please verify your data more than once.
That's the same point which I was talking is, see, you can look at data for data will not lie. But if I want to make you a pointer where I want to show some data just to show you, then data still lies there, right? So you got the wrong data.
Yeah,
And yeah, that prediction at times goes
yeah,
with the gut,
yeah. I
right?
think these days there are a lot of CRM softwares which can detect these errors. We can, like, these can be, these errors can be caught very easily. These days a lot of CRM softwares are there, sir. Because, like, till how much you keep on lying at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Right. What rituals or frameworks embed strategic thinking company wide? Because we need to look at strategy overall of the company, right?
Yeah. So company rituals, strategy, like for me, basic is like how you, for me, for my company, I am drinking, like how I am, what I am expecting my employees to be treated, how I should be treated. Am I treating my employees the same way? That is the
Mm.
one. If I am like misbehaving with my employee, shouting at them always, then I cannot expect them to come and say that, oh, he's my CEO, he's my founder. We should talk politely to them. These days, don't expect, especially Gen Zs, to behave like this. Never. Don't expect them to be soft spoken to you if you're not soft spoken to them or if you're misbehaving with them. So, one thing is the work culture. What kind of work culture are you promoting in your organization? Second
Mm.
thing is, what practices are you doing? Like, if you, what are your, what are process from onboarding a client to closing a client? What are the funnel, sales funnel stages through which each client goes through? That is also very important for me. Third thing is, like, what is your work ethic? For me, work ethic is the most important thing, because at the end of the day, if I don't have a very good work ethic and I'm keeping on blabbering something and I'm coming to you showing a presentation, sir, we can do so and so, so and so, so things, you will find it out somehow and some way, and you say, Swati, we'll talk about this, but we'll talk about this later. And if I come and follow up with you, you say, oh, sorry, Swati, I gave it to someone else. That is what is going to happen at the end of the day. Sir, I cannot hear you.
Okay. Now, how do we reward a long term thinking in short term markets? Because mm, today we are quick approach products to be delivered, quick go to
Mhm,
market solutions are to be made available.
mhm.
What is your take on it?
For me, my take on this is, there is a word called delayed gratification. It's for a human being. But when it comes to the organization, the delayed gratification for organization may be, you can say, what all process through. Again, it is a process driven thing. Like, in the short market, even if it is a short market, if we have to deliver it in let's say, if we give a commitment of, let's say, we deliver your things in 15 minutes, even if it is set like that, what are we following? Are we following the procedures? Are we making sure the quality of the products? What are we providing? Are they of good quality? Quantity? Is it the exact quantity? So delay gratification is something that works for not just human beings but for organizations also. That's what I believe in, sir. Sir, I cannot hear you again. I think you are on mute.
Oh, sorry about it. Okay. How does a strategist leader build authority without ego? Because at one time you'll get into an egoistic discussion, right?
Yeah. Sir, I basically believe for me, ego is coming when we have the feeling that we know everything.
Okay.
So we don't have that mentality that we know everything.
True.
Try to, because even now, even today, I try to learn something from my teammates or my colleagues who are working with me. I try to improve myself. I might not know something or something the other might come that I might not aware of. I get to learn it from someone else. So if you have that mentality that we don't, there are a lot of things for us to learn, because as passage of time, technology keeps on advancing, pace of work
Mm.
keeps on advancing, everything keeps on advancing. So a learning ability should always be there, even if you are a founder, I believe.
Mm. Okay. Now, what separates visibility and vanity?
Okay. So visibility, as in, sir, by visibility, are you saying brand visibility or visibility of the founder?
No, it can be either, right? So, if my visibility is seen, are you looking that as a visibility or it is a vanity, right?
Oh,
Now,
I,
coming to the organization also, they may project so many, but actually, are they doing it?
okay. So yeah, okay. So okay, I got your question. So you are trying to ask me that uh, whatever they are saying, which is a hype, whatever it, because they might create some hype. Is that hype worth it or is it not worth it? Okay, I got
Yeah,
your
yeah,
question.
right.
So, sir, for that, two things. If they're over, like, I'll tell you something, sir. These days, brands, especially on online Instagram pages, brands keep on hyping. They say, we do so and so things, we are doing so that. If they keep on bragging about something, understand that there is some problem in it. Because people can find out, if you keep on saying the same thing, people will start getting bored and they will avoid you because they might think that something is wrong with this thing, some problem is there. But if you try to communicate with facts, figures, what are you trying? If you have helped, like for us, let's say we have 10 brands grow online. We tell our prospective customer that we have helped 10 brands grow online, so and so, with proof. We are showing with proof, then it is easy to, it is a visibility for them. We are visible there for them. So for me, it is communicate with facts, proper proof, and you should be able to back what you're trying to say at the end of the day. If you cannot, don't overpromise or don't exaggerate about what you're doing.
I think what you're saying is people will know whether you are telling, you are exaggerating or you are doing the actual business, right? That's what you are saying.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes. Because it is easy these days to find these things. It's not a big thing.
Okay, coming to the next pointer, how can leaders position themselves as guides, not heroes? Because everybody wants to become a hero overnight, right? So that's the challenge. How do they say that I am available for you? I am here to guide you, kind of. So your take on it, sir.
My take on this is two things. One is build your own personal brand because that helps you to show yourself. Because see, brands, like even if you're building a personal brand, right, at the end of the day, like let's take an example, simple example. Sir, are you aware of Sharon Hegde, finance with Sharon? Have you heard about him?
Yeah. Yes.
Why do people go and consult with him, sir? He has built his personal brand, sir. At the end of the day, that is it.
Okay. So your personal brand talks more than your organizational brand, right?
Yes, I'm not saying about the organizers brand. See, action speaks louder than words. That's the end of the day. Like
Hmm.
coming on, if my personal brand, if, and like for example, if I am having a personal, building a personal brand on LinkedIn or whatever platform, and I'm being genuine to what I am saying, and what I am saying is with facts and proof, people will come and listen to you. People will talk to you, will come and ask their queries. They will come to you, sir, like Swati, I'm having so and so problem. Can you help me out here? If I'm not aware of what I'm talking, if I don't have the exact answer with them, I might say, I don't have the exact answer for this, but I think I know someone who might be able to help you." It's always about helping and connecting people at the end of the day. That is the magic of being a hero for me.
Now, how do leaders adopt strategy without losing direction?
Okay, that's a very good question. Because I'm also trying to get into that because I also sometimes lose direction these days. So for me, what I'm trying to do these days is at the end it comes to whatever I'm saying. Sir, it is everything what I'm saying is related to what your goal is at the end of the day. You should know what your goal of the organization is. Because if you are not because like sir, like if I want to go to Calcutta, but I don't know how to reach there. If I'm going in a wrong direction, I'm going to a direction where it will take me to Delhi. There's no purpose in that, right?
Now, what do you balance, or how do you balance consistency with evolution, right? So, because we should be consistent so that we are known or getting evolved on a regular basis. So, your take
Definitely.
on it. How do you balance that?
Sir, actually, I don't have the exact answer for this, but for me, consistency is something that I basically believe in because consistent to important. That is important. You have to be consistent, but with that, you should also work on. You should give time for yourself also because with when you're growing, evolving as a human being, as a person, there are a lot of personal commitments also come up with you. You might have to personal commitments might come, like health wise commitments might come. You should, for me it is allocating time, it is dividing and allocating time for me. I'm trying to implement this. I have not yet achieved that properly. I'm also trying to implement this is by trying to get time for everything because consistent to is important, consistency is important, but consistency also, if it is in the wrong direction also, there is no purpose, right, sir?
Okay, got it. What's the cost of sticking too long to a winning formula?
To take I don't have an exact answer for this, but for me, cost is like sometimes it might, you know, you might ignore potential markets where we could go easily, and you might miss an opportunity for me. That is what I basically believe in. Other than that, I don't see any cost as of now.
Now, coming to the last question that I have for the day, Swati, is what will define a great strategy leadership by 2030?
Great strategy, leadership. For me, what I believe is uh, same thing what I said in the before. A great brand with along with a humble and cooperative team. Because if you are not aligned with your team, or if you are not aligned with what your employees or staff has to believe in, and if you're not able to solve your client's problem, whatever leadership strategy you bring in, it will fail for me at the end of the day.
Got it right, Swati. Great pointers there. I think what are I'll summarize on the key takeaways that we are talking. We spoke in the last 55 minutes of our podcast today. As
Sure.
strategist doesn't react, they reframe, right? So they look at one fails, they reframe it and they bring it up. Second
Exactly.
is strategy without storytelling is sterile, right? So it is not of use. You need to have your strategy building a storyline to it, right? Culture is living proof of leaders mindset, because the mindset is always what you take when we build something. And data validates, intuition innovates, right? So somewhere you'll have to look at data validation, somewhere
Yes,
you will have to go at your intuition, which sometimes you'll think differently and there is a different outcome what you expected. It would be a much better outcome when we look at, then leadership equals vision plus velocity plus values. That's the key takeaways I have seen from what we have discussed overall 50 minutes today. And there with
definitely.
that, do you have any closing statements that you want to make, or last pointers that you want to do as part of the podcast,
I
Swati?
just want to make one thing for all people who are running their own startup, founders, build your personal brand. Second thing, brands, build your own online presence. That is the only message I have to give, because founders are the main pillar, because you only such an idea came, such a product came, such a service came. So build your brand, personal brand on whatever platforms you get to search for it, and LinkedIn, be it LinkedIn, Instagram, whichever platform. And I would suggest concentrate on one platform first, then go to another. Don't just be in a situation where, Asha, I'll go for LinkedIn, I'll go for YouTube first. Then don't be that. Focus, sit, get your personal brand done on a platform, a specific platform. Utilize it to build a personal brand on the second platform is what my suggestion would be. That's it, sir.
Thank you for that, Swati. I think with this we would like to conclude our session for today, and thank you for the audience for joining us today. Our next episode is happening on the 11th, which I think will be streaming at 6:30 p.m. only. It's a call that we have streamed this podcast live to YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram uh, parallelly. And as Swati rightly told, we are concentrated on one platform, which is LinkedIn, and the second platform is YouTube, because the storage happens there for us. So all of the videos or the podcast get stored there. So our primary platform is LinkedIn, secondary platform is YouTube, right? So this is what we do as a podcasting platform here. Thank you for being part of us, Swati. It's been great having you today here. And with this, we would like to conclude our session. Thank you for the audience who have joined today. And it's been great being here today. Thank you.